Thank you, Your Honor. We're here this morning in the state of Ohio versus Jalea McAdams. We were last before you on May 19th of this year. At that time, the defendant did enter a plea to count 1, theft, a felony of the 5th degree. Your Honor ordered a pre-sentence report and a victim impact statement, which has been completed. We are here today for the purposes of sentencing, where the defendant has 90 days of jail time credit.
State of Ohio versus Jalea McAdams. Sentencing day. She'd already pleaded guilty. Count 1, theft, felony of the 5th degree. The pre-sentence report had been done, victim impact statement had been requested, but Ulta Beauty? They didn't even bother to submit one, and that would become a problem later. Now, before we get into what happened in that courtroom today, let me set the scene for you. This wasn't some impulsive shoplifting moment. This was organized, coordinated, executed, with a driver, a ringleader, and a woman who needed fast money. And she got caught. The others? Still out there. She pleaded guilty before trial even started. Was that the right move? Tell me what you think.
Matthews.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. McAdams is requesting community control in this case. She understands that she did wrong here. She took full responsibility in the pre-sentence report. Did indicate that her use of alcohol and depression over the recent death of her father, and she indicates she was running with wrong people. Apparently, gentleman and his girlfriend kind of put her up to going in this store and doing what she did. She, in the pre-sentence report, is clear that she does wish to be on community control and to get some help for these issues, and is hoping that the court will give her that opportunity.
What do you want to tell me, Ms. McAdams, before I sentence you?
I just want to take accountability for my actions and apologize to Arthur Beauty for taking their items and apologize to the court.
When the judge gave Jalea McAdams a chance to speak, she said she wanted to take responsibility. She apologized to Ulta Beauty. She apologized to the court. At first, you almost feel for her. She spoke about losing her father, battling depression, drinking, and falling in with the wrong people. She claimed she was paid just $150 to steal. But then, the judge started asking tough questions, and little by little, her story began to change.
Who's Jesse McDade?
That's Renee's boyfriend.
Who's that?
Renee, the one that took me to the store, her boyfriend.
Renee. Who's Renee?
Who's a so-called friend. I thought she was a friend at the time.
You went into the store with Renee?
Yeah. No, I went to the store with our dude.
Who?
Jesse.
Where was Renee?
Renee, she was sitting in the car.
Why did you go into the store?
Because they were going to pay me to go in there.
They were going to pay you for what?
To go take the merchandise.
So what did you do? Tell me how this plan was executed.
Then I just went there and took the merchandise, and then she paid me.
What was Jesse doing?
Oh, he was in the store. Well, he was walking around, putting stuff in his pocket too.
Was he talking to the workers?
I don't recall. No.
So you just went right up to the counter and took a whole bunch of sample perfumes.
Yes, sir.
How many other bottles were out there, you think?
I don't know how many other bottles, sir, but I didn't take all of them.
So you took them out, you left the store, and where'd you go?
You know, I went back home with my niece and nephews.
Well, you went into the same car you came in, right?
Oh, yeah.
With Jesse driving?
Or who? No, Renee was driving.
What's Renee's last name?
What's her? I think it's Ramsey.
Huh?
Ramsey.
Ramsey and
Yeah.
Jesse McDade?
Yes, sir.
How long had you known them?
Not too long.
Where'd you meet them?
Through another friend.
Huh?
This girl named, through another female.
Who's the other female?
I'm trying to remember her. Taisha Jones.
How'd you know Taisha Jones?
We're in the streets, sir.
And she introduced you to were you with him on the day before also?
No.
Who were you with the day before?
You talking about the girl? I don't know.
You don't know?
I know I wasn't with them.
Huh?
I was not with them, sir.
Well, you were in North Olmsted in an Ulta store there the day before, right? Stealing perfume bottles?
I don't think that was the day before.
That was the day before.
Oh, it was?
Who were you with?
Oh, well, then I was with them then. I didn't know that was the day before, though.
Then, everything changed. The judge brought up another Ulta theft, the day before.
Just moments after taking full responsibility, Shalita suddenly said she couldn't remember. The judge corrected her, and just like that, her story changed. You could feel the courtroom shift. This wasn't looking like one bad decision anymore. According to the court, it looked like a pattern, and this time, she was the one who got caught. She said she didn't remember the day before. The judge had the records right there. What do you think? Genuine confusion or damage control?
How much did they pay you for that one?
I forgot.
How much did you steal there?
I don't remember, sir.
You're pretty much a lifelong thief, aren't you?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I had a hard life growing up, and it was hard, difficult for me to get a job. Then I have a drinking problem, me being on the psych meds, and it's just like the only thing I know how to do.
Why don't you do something? Why don't you learn how to do something different? You got a robbery in 2011 you went to prison for. You got drug and alcohol cases all over the place. Got an attempted burglary in 21, theft in 23, theft in 23, theft in 23, theft in 23. The theft in North Olmsted is still pending. You got 9 warrants out there. What are those all for? And you keep getting sentenced, but then you get back out and you keep doing the same thing. So what exactly are you accepting responsibility for?
I'm accepting responsibility for not going back in the stores and learn my lesson. Because it keep on giving me the same results, the same place, and I'm getting tired of keep going through this.
Well, maybe then you'll stop. I don't know. Is Contour?
Thank you, Your Honor. The state is recommending prison. The defendant has 5 prior felony convictions that I counted, 2 prior prison terms, and 9 warrants out for her arrest, as well as the 3 pending felony theft cases. So we do not believe she's amenable to committee control sanctions.
Okay.
Here's what the prosecution revealed, and honestly, it wasn't just one mistake. 1 felony theft charge, 27 perfume bottles stolen from Ulta Beauty. Value over $4,400. But that wasn't all. The day before, another Ulta, same type of theft, same crew. Then the judge read her record. 5 felony convictions, 2 prison terms, 9 active warrants, and 3 more felony theft cases still pending. 9 warrants. Think about that for a second. This wasn't a one-time lapse. According to the prosecution, it was a pattern. 5 felonies, 9 warrants, still asking for community control? Was that even realistic? Let me know below.
Well, I reviewed the pre-sentence report. Did you get a victim impact statement?
No, Your Honor.
Well, we sent one out, didn't we?
Yes, sir.
And they don't bother to... So what? Are you asking for restitution?
$4,472.
Where does that money come from?
That is from there was 27 tester bottles that were taken. That is the price added up of all 27 of those bottles.
Where did that price come from?
The store.
Where? I thought they didn't submit a victim impact statement.
They didn't. That was from the police report, Your Honor.
So they said to the reporting officer that night that the Tom Ford Cafe Rose was worth exactly $200.
Yes, Your Honor. And I did talk to them on the phone prior.
Is that the price of the perfume full sample bottle?
Yes, Your Honor.
If they're concerned about their stuff getting stolen over and over, because apparently this is an epidemic that I wasn't aware of.
Your Honor, I think it's 2913.61, which is what I have in front of me. I'm looking for the section in which it states that specifically. It is D2 of that section.
How do I know that this bottle of Tom Ford Cafe Rose is worth $200? Says who?
That was reported to the officers at the time that this theft was reported by employees of Ulta.
Okay. Has that been verified at all by any means?
That's what they reported to the officers.
So just what they said it is worth?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I considered the contents of the pre-sentence report, which, as Ms. Contour has indicated, reveals a lengthy record and multiple prison terms. And I have considered the fact that there is no victim impact statement despite the request to help verify things, amounts, and contents. I considered all the provisions in 29, 29, 11, 12, and 13. Clearly, you're not amenable to community control because you get penalized mostly through probation, and you refuse to comply and change what you're doing. So I'm going to sentence you to 12 months in prison, with credit for 90 days. When you get out, you might be on post-release control for up to 2 years under the parole authority with conditions. If you violate, they could return you to prison for up to 9 months for each violation, up to 1/2 of my sentence. If the violation's a new felony, you could get an additional consecutive prison sentence for the violation, the maximum of which is a greater of 12 months or the time left under post-release control.
The judge had seen everything: the record, the evidence, her history, and the decision was clear. Probation was no longer an option. Not with 9 active warrants, not with multiple pending felony cases. Then came the sentence: 12 months in prison. Just like that, it was over. Shalita McAdams was going back to prison, all for stealing perfume for just $150. Meanwhile, the 2 people she said recruited her were still out there. 12 months for a $4,400 theft with 5 prior felonies? Was this the right call? Comment below. Prison or one more chance at community control?